How's it going, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to lay out how to use the law of attraction in the most simple, short, and sweet way we possibly can lay it out, okay? I've already made a hour-long discussion going in depth into how it all works. Definitely check that out. It should be about 2 or 3 days before this current video when it's released. But we're going to, for the time's sake, and those of you who don't want to watch an hour-long video, here we go. Check it out. Okay, and this is basically backed by not just what a lot of the greatest law of attraction teachers talk about and the general consensus amongst law of attraction communities and manifestation communities, like in the Reddit threads and shit like that, and on YouTube, but also reinforced with my own experience in finances, career goals, relationship goals, as well as athletic goals, and actually achieving medals and stuff like that, and certain aspects of athletic performance, and also reversing my own kind of like autoimmune diseases when I was younger. Okay, so I've done it all: reverse chronic health conditions, money, success, careers, athletic stuff, relationships. So I've found the things that seem to work and actually produce results from law of attraction and manifestation information, and I've seen the things that don't work, okay? So here's how it works. The first and best thing that you can take away from this video that I can guarantee you works no matter what, and anybody who gets success in life follows this principle, whether they believe in law of attraction or not, or even know if it exists or not. Number one principle that everyone uses to manifest success, and that will accelerate your success in all areas, is focus on what you want. Do not focus on what you don't want, okay? Focus on what you want, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. If you're trying to change society, for example, and you're out there protesting against the things that you don't want, you may think because you're heading, you're facing the thing you don't want head on and directly. You're directly protesting against things you don't want to see in society, and you think that that's going to cause those things to go away. But the way that I believe is the most effective is to think about, well, what's the opposite of the thing you're protesting against, right? Well, if you don't like fighting and war, for example, you should promote peace. You should promote harmony, and you should try to promote it in a way that creates buy-in from violent people. Violent people do not change when you protest against violence. Violent people violently oppose your protest. So protesting violence is counterproductive. And I don't want to go too deep into that, but it doesn't work the way you think it does. Change usually happens best and most effectively from being the change you want to see in the world and then promoting that change, okay? So be pro-peace, not anti-war, Be pro-equality, not, whatever, okay? And for me, I like to share my knowledge and my wisdom on the internet because for me, I believe ignorance is at the root cause of all problems. So I make videos and spread ideas and information that I personally believe help to transform people's ignorance into enlightenment, or ideas and methods and ways of seeing the world that can actually overcome the ignorance and create better things, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the first most, and then let's say in your business, right? A lot of people, like all the successful CEOs that I know, they focused on their business. They focused on how can I make more money in my business. They focused on all finding solutions and things and building momentum. They take action. Action is the best way to build momentum towards what you want. They felt determined. They believed that their hard work would pay off eventually. And those are all things that you don't need to believe in the law of attraction to actually achieve things. So focus on what you want. If you want a goal, and there's other things too, but this is the first thing. gold medals, okay? Um, you know, if I want a gold medal in jiu-jitsu, for example, I am reading books on jiu-jitsu techniques, jiu-jitsu principles. I'm reading books on mindset for champions. I'm watching videos of tournaments and Dragon Ball Z tournaments and jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I'm actually going to jiu-jitsu. And yeah, and so I'm focusing on jiu-jitsu, and then I'm getting more jiu-jitsu. Okay. Conversely, if you and also how you focus on things. If you focus on aspects of the things that you don't like. So, for example, if I'm let's say you're in a relationship and you're focusing on the relationship, but you're focusing on all the things you don't like about the relationship. Okay. You're like, oh, my girl, my boyfriend is an asshole. My boyfriend, never spends time with me, whatever. Okay. Well, you could dump him and, focus on the things you do want in a boyfriend and try to obtain a boyfriend that reflects those traits. I think that's a good way to go about it. The other thing you can do is focus on the things that you do like about your relationship. Oh, my boyfriend, when he does spend time with me, all of his attention is on me. And we have a lot of fun together, and he buys me, I don't know, like the most amazing buffets or whatever. You know what I mean? And he's like super sexy and super strong and deadlifts 500 pounds and has gold medals in jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. Okay. Focusing on the aspects of the relationship that you do like will actually cause more of those things to come into your life. Okay. So, that's why there's a big focus on appreciation and also letting go of the outcome, because the more you're attached to the outcome, well, that's building momentum towards, well, anyway, I don't want to talk about that yet. So that's the first thing, is focus on what you want. The second thing is, when you're focusing on things in your life, focus on them and focus on the positive aspects of it, because those positive aspects will grow. That's what the law of attraction is. Whatever you focus on, the universe brings you more of. Whatever feelings you're feeling, if you're feeling happy, it'll build more and more momentum, and you'll build more things that reinforce that happiness. If you're feeling anxious, your mind will naturally find more things that bring you anxiety. The same thing goes with your beliefs. The more, so whatever you think about, you see more things related to that in your environment. That's why affirmations are so powerful. We'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, when you wake up in the morning and, I don't know, you get some bad news or something, and you start to focus on it, you start feeling really negative, and then you start to go about your day, and every aspect of your day, you're, looking at your day through the lens of the anger or whatever it is that you felt in the morning. And then you just like, oh, I have a bad day. You know what I mean? Today is just a bad day, and every single thing in your and during the day is going to be perceived through the lens of the negative energy. So whatever you focus on grows. There's momentum that comes with feelings and thoughts and your focus, and that momentum keeps going and keeps growing, and it's a snowball effect. And that's why my YouTube channel hasn't grown, because I haven't been focusing on it. But when I do focus on it, whatever. Anyway. So the next thing is affirmations. So affirmations are absolutely amazing. So basically, what I found is, when I do affirmations, and it doesn't have to be too intense, just repeating your goals, for example, in the present tense 5 times. I've actually found this to be the most powerful form of affirmation in the morning. I am a 3-time IBJJF blue belt jiu-jitsu champion. Or I have a sexy, muscular, German boyfriend who deadlifts 500 pounds with a ginger beard, and his name's Wolfgang. Whatever that affirmation is, right? You repeat that 5 times every single morning, okay? What I found is, as long as you're focused on feeling good throughout the day, and you're detached from the affirmations, and maybe you forget about those affirmations and you focus on feeling so good throughout the day and having so much fun in every moment and creating so much positive energy in everything you do throughout the day, that you forget about your affirmations. What I found is the things that I affirmed start to appear and pop up everywhere in my life. I'll go to the grocery store and I'll see people that are related to the affirmations I've been affirming. I'll go to my work. People that are, in alignment with my affirmations start to appear. And I start to see more and more evidence that is a direct reflection, like no mistaking it, direct reflection of my affirmations starts to pop up, throughout the day, every single day. And it's almost like magic. I've had times where I had affirmations that were very specific and involved specific people that with their name and everything. And I would affirm specific situations with specific people every day. And these people used to never talk to me. And then out of nowhere, they started to talk to me more and more. These exact people started to become a greater and greater part of my life and actually give me the exact things. They started to do the exact things that I was affirming, which is amazing. And so anyway, from what I've seen, if you know how to let go of the affirmations, and really you're not letting go of the affirmations. You're just not focused so much on your affirmations coming true. You're actually just going through your life and focusing on enjoying your day-to-day life and forgetting that you affirmed anything. You don't have to actively seek your affirmations, which is amazing. As long as you're focused on feeling good throughout your day, those affirmations will start to magically appear, and it's amazing. This is actually the number one most common thing I've actually seen in people that post success stories online. That includes YouTube videos of notable people like that Clark Kelly guy or whatever, who manifested like a touring in a really major band. And my own my own success touring in a band too is like, and I never affirmed back then, but when you want something really, really bad and you try really hard to get it, and no matter how hard you try, for whatever reason it doesn't happen, when you just let go of that really strong desire, and then you just say, whatever, I'm just going to live my life and whatever happens, happens. But you focus more on, on just doing things for the fun of it rather than doing things to get something. Out of nowhere, that's when the universe brings you what you want, okay? And so I see this all the time. When you let go of the desire and you just focus on feeling good or focus on your passion or whatever it is, focus on other things, just stop trying so hard and just give up. A lot of times that's when the universe will bring you what you want. And I found people who are vibrating feelings of extreme desire for something, like I'm talking, scarcity and desperation. Those are the people that are always lacking, I've noticed. And the minute that they start to just like detach from the outcome and focus more on just feeling satisfied and appreciation for what they have, appreciation for what you have, that is when the universe brings you more of what you actually want, okay? And the more you enjoy the process of what you currently have with no attachment to the actual outcome, like attachment meaning desperation and stuff, the more and more you'll actually attract those things. And the faster they'll come to you, and the more full the picture will be of your affirmation and visualizations. So anyway, I think visualization is very powerful if you visualize in a way that's fun and that feels and that reinforces feelings of that visualization. So if you're visualizing the outcome and then you actually focus on feeling as if that visualization is coming true, I found that to really, really work well. And so one more thing on visualization is Conor McGregor has been on record. There's videotapes of him in his hotel room where he's randomly seen reading The Secret and The Magic and The Power and Rhonda Byrne. If you don't know who Conor McGregor is, you need to look him up. He's one of the most richest and most successful Maybe not the most skilled and greatest, but successful from a business standpoint and most popular MMA fighters of all time. And he manifested a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time, which is just insane. And he literally was known. They called him Mystic Mac because in the press conferences he would literally call out the exact way that he would win matches. Say, I'm going to knock this guy out in the second round. I'm going to have him up against the cage. He's going to be breathing heavy and yada, yada. And he would always, well, at least for his first like 8 fights or something like that, he did exactly what he said he was going to do in the press conference. And he visualized that win, which is just amazing. So he used visualization, he used affirmation, and then I think detachment from the outcome and having fun. He'd always be joking around and just having a good time when he was on stage. And that was how he would win fights. And the craziest one was Jose Aldo. He beat Jose Aldo in 12 seconds for the featherweight championship or whatever. And he knocked him out using a combination. The exact combination he was practicing. Literally 15 minutes before the fight, it was showing Conor McGregor in the practice room behind the scenes practicing the exact combination that he ended up knocking Jose Aldo out with. And the only thing that Conor McGregor did in that fight was the exact sequence that he visualized himself using and was practicing right before the fight. Visualization and putting yourself in the shoes of your desire fulfilled, your wish fulfilled, is extremely powerful if you do it right. But the thing is, it's not a necessary thing, and a lot of people don't do it right. So, but I'm just going to throw that out there, that it is very powerful. So, these are the major things that I have found works, okay? I have found, number one, no matter what you do, if you focus on the subject that you want, okay? If you want an amazing girlfriend, I'll tell you what, it definitely works. You need to start to focus on what exactly, can you do to, like what do you need to work on or whatever it is. Like, focus on acquiring one, whatever. Focus on talk to more girls, read books about female psychology or whatever. Go out and talk to them, be friendly with them, whatever, okay? Read books on, male-female dynamics or whatever. Whatever it is, focus on it and you'll obtain it. Read books on having healthy relationships and all this other stuff. And just social dynamics is really what you should do. Focusing on what you want. That's the first thing. If you want $1 million and that's what you really want, read books about how to actually gain real financial success. Not law of attraction books. Focus on what it is you really want. For me, I actually don't want $1 million. I have very specific passion goals that I want, and then a certain amount of money I want to make me live comfortably while I pursue my passions. I don't care about $1 million. Doesn't make any sense to me. That's so weird. That doesn't inspire me at all. Like, I don't feel any urge at all to get $1 million. But anyway, fat loss. If you have goals for fat loss, body changes, body transformation, start to read books about fat loss and body transformations. Watch videos of people who've done get a trainer who knows how to get you there. Read the science of it, whatever. Okay, diet programs, etc. Go to a gym and start to reinforce. Start to find methods of doing things that you also have fun doing and you enjoy. And then focus on feeling good. Focus on the specific subject, and also focus on the general vibe that you want in your life overall. Most people, they have anxiety and shit like that. You want to focus on ease, building happiness, building inspiration, building motivation. And so you want specific, focus on what you want specifically. Specific goals, specific subjects, finances, relationships, health, athletics, whatever. And you also want to have focuses that are general, okay? General happiness, ease, peace, health. These are feelings that you need to focus on. And what you focus on will grow. You'll start to see more and more of it in your life. You'll start to feel more and more of it in your life. And the universe will bring you more and more of anything that you focus on. But it's a combination of are you focusing on the good of that subject, or are you focusing on the lack or the scarcity or the negative of the subject? Because it's not just, I'm focusing on $1 million, therefore I'll get $1 million. If you're focusing on the lack of $1 million, the lack of money, you get more of the lack. If you're focused on the lack of understanding of law of attraction, you get more lack. Okay, you have to understand it's true. What you focus on grows, but are you focusing on the lack? Are you focusing on the negative aspects, or are you focusing on the having of it, the abundance, the good parts, the positive parts? Are you focusing on appreciation? And the shortcut is just focusing on feeling good. And you'll naturally start to get more clarity on what it is specifically that you want to, because it'll just start to come to you. It's a pretty simple process. It's overcomplicated, actually, because people binge watch law of attraction videos instead of focusing on what they want. You don't want more and more law of attraction information. So why are you focusing on that so much? Focus on what you actually want. Focus on feeling good. Focus on, activities that make you feel good. And focus on specific subjects that you want to improve on and develop, and you have achievement towards, Make affirmations in the morning, and then focus on feeling good throughout the day, and you'll start to see all of the things that you affirm come to fruition. And then understand that visualization is very important, and all these other things. It's not important, but it's like it's pretty powerful too, as long as you also feel good about it and have fun with it instead of being like desperately attached to it. All right, one more thing I'm going to touch on, and then we'll wrap it up. Look, if you are so attachment to so you have to understand, law of attraction and the universe will bring you your desires in really weird ways that you never would have expected. We call this a bridge of incidences. That's Neville Goddard's way of talking about it. It's literally it's like where you are right now and then your goal in the future that you're trying to achieve. As long as you're focused on feeling good and enjoying the process, and you have total faith in the universe, like legit, and you're not faking it, you'll notice all sorts of weird coincidences and synchronicities line up, and people and people and opportunities and weird and just stuff comes into your life that is in alignment with your goals. Okay, they're related to your goals in some way. You'll start to manifest books at the bookstore about the subject you want. You'll start to manifest friend requests on Instagram from people that you were wanting to connect with. You'll start to meet girls or guys or whoever you're interested in or whatever. And they'll just start popping up legitimately, provided you have those affirmations set. And you ask the universe, so to speak, right? What Abraham Hicks calls a creative workshop. And then just enjoying the process, man. But really, the affirmations are magical, okay? And there's a lot of people that have found they don't even need to feel good. They just found that their affirmations are the only thing that matters. So, and I think that's probably true, actually. Affirmations are just key. But the thing is, these things will pop up in your life in weird ways. You'll find $20 bills on the floor. You'll have, you go to a taco restaurant and they won't, they won't ask you to pay, and they'll tell you to just that, oh no, don't worry about it, or people will pay it forward at the coffee shop. People will pay for gas and then just leave, and then when you show up and you're trying to pay for gas and you're asking around and like, did someone pay at the pump and just leave, or what the hell? Next thing you know, you got $20 prepaid at the gas pump, and it's like a gift from the universe almost. You can think of it as. Anyway, or another thing. Here's another weird thing. You might affirm, I am a gold medalist at a jiu-jitsu competition, and then the circumstances are kind of weird, and then you start to notice, and then you're like, two competitors just drop out, and you might win silver by default without even doing anything, just because the universe rearranges circumstances in your favor. Another really interesting example, you might affirm, I have 30 clients per week at my job or whatever, right? And then after a couple weeks of affirming, I have 30 clients a week. The company changes their client obtainment protocols, and out of nowhere, your company actually makes changes. They call you into a meeting, and they make changes that actually are in alignment with your affirmation. This has actually happened to me recently, and this happens a lot. This is how the universe brings you your goals. Okay? And it's amazing when you start to look at life through the lens of, life changing things, bringing circumstances and situations and different opportunities, and changing things in your job, and all these things, bringing me like clearance meat deal during the pandemic when everyone else is paying $6. I consistently was buying ground beef for $1.99 a pound somehow. It's crazy, because the people there said that they have an abundance of meat that they need to get rid of, or else it's going to expire. So they just marked it down for me. I'm like, okay, fuck it. So yeah, the universe brings you things in weird ways. So if you're too attached to some kind, exactly how it's all going to happen, this is the problem with like logic. People are like I want, to get, I want $1 million or whatever, or let's just say I want 30 clients at my job per week or whatever. And then they're like, and it's going to happen by me busting my ass and hustling and leaving business cards everywhere and doing all this. And it's like, that shit's good, don't get me wrong. But if you're so attached to an exact way of how something's going to happen, you can actually miss the magical opportunities that would have otherwise been right beneath your nose. Okay? So when you're focused way too much on taking physical action in a physical and logical scientific way, you miss the magic of the universe. You miss the bridge of incidences that would have brought you your goal way sooner and made it way more easier. So I'm not saying don't take action. I'm saying take action. I'm saying affirm. I'm saying focus on what you want. And I'm saying when you're taking action, feel good. Take action and feel good during the process. Enjoy the process of taking action towards any goal. Focus on the positive aspects of everything in your life. And focus on things in a way that makes you feel good. And don't be too attached to how things are going to happen or how things are going to unfold. And just trust that the universe will bring you things in weird ways, and it'll start to do that. It's just an amazing thing. And it's unexplainable. People say coincidences or synchronicities. I've just noticed, man, when things are clicking and the momentum's going, man, shit gets freaky real fast. Like, things start to happen and that I've affirmed or whatever. And I'm like, I can't believe it, even though I'm like more open to these things than other people, and it blows my mind. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, all these things were not happening before I started affirming and started feeling good. And now, once I tune into that energy and I'm affirming on a regular basis, it just snowballs, and just more and more people and opportunities and experiences that reinforce my affirmations, and the desires start to pop up. It's crazy. So affirmations are a real thing. They are freaky. But focusing on what you want is the king. Okay? You know what I mean? People, they have autoimmune illness or whatever, and they start to research, how can I reverse my autoimmune illness? They focus on what they want. They want to reverse their autoimmune illness. And they actually take action and try different diets and stuff. And they eventually find something that works for them, or they try a supplement. You know what I mean? Other people, they focus on their lack of health, and they're like, oh, I have this autoimmune illness and it's horrible and I'm doomed. And they go to their doctor like, I don't know what to do. I'm suffering and I hate it. And the doctor gives them a pill that gives them side effects and doesn't completely resolve their issue. And they're still suffering usually. And it gets worse eventually because they're focusing on their autoimmune illness from the scarcity. Like, oh, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm probably doomed for life. I'm suffering. It sucks. You know what I mean? And doctor gives you more things that might help a little bit, but you're still suffering. But instead, if you're focusing on, I have an autoimmune illness and I know there's something out there that can cure me and I'm going to find it, and you're determined and you're hopeful and you're expecting good things to happen, and you're like, I know there's something out there. I know there's people that have result. I know there's an answer. There's solutions. I'm gonna find it. And you look for it. Sometimes pharmaceuticals are the answer for some people, right? But no one solved their chronic health issues by just letting go and letting God, or just believing that it's going to heal miraculously. Like from what I've seen, trying to placebo yourself, even though it's been validated by scientific research, believing that you can be, that you result, believing that taking a sugar pill will solve your issue, it has been verified scientifically to actually do it. It's inconsistent when you actually try to use the placebo effect for the purpose of healing or manifesting. So I preach nutrition science and exercise science on this channel, and if it is in alignment with your affirmations and your feeling state, and you resonate with it, then that's the law of attraction in action. It's bringing you my information. But I'm not going to tell people like, yeah, nutrition science doesn't matter. Just believe that you're going to heal yourself and therefore you will. You know what I mean? That is not like an effective approach in my opinion. So you'll end up like a bunch of raw vegan people that end up with sarcopenia and mental illness and all sorts of other issues. And then eventually when they finally can admit that vegan diet's not helping them, then they come out and admit it all. So you do not want to go by the placebo effect or just do what works for you or whatever. Okay? You want to focus on what you want. Do affirmations, focus on doing things that pump up your state and make you and raise your frequency and your vibration and whatnot. So, anyway, I'll say this is also why saying cuss words and stuff like has nothing to do with law of attraction. Saying derogatory things or even focusing on cynicism, sometimes for some people, it could be a form of focusing on what they want. And so a lot of people are like, what do you mean? Just be positive and be optimistic. We're not talking about being delusional. We're talking about some very tangible things. This is so authentic. I'm just looking at things that are true in my experience that are in alignment with what I want. I'm not like trying to pretend like, I'm not trying to pretend that everything is good or some shit. I'm just not focusing on things in a disempowering way. I'm focusing on the empowering parts of life. So, yeah, it's visualization, affirmations, and then, you know what I mean? Like focusing on appreciation. And then if something is really like fucked up in your life that and there's a lot of resistance and you're like, man, I just cannot appreciate this relationship I have or this career. Well, then guess what? Leave that relationship, leave that career. That is the solution, whether, it's easier said than done. That's not delusional. That's pretty solid advice, So a lot of people, they get caught up in these toxic misunderstandings of law of attraction that are grounded in delusion, and they're grounded in fake it till you make it. And they're grounded in this idea that you just got to be like overwhelmingly optimistic and like not cuss and be super positive all the time and just pretend to be happy all the time. And it's like, bro, it's so much easier than that, man. Really just chill the fuck out and just laugh at everything and just have fun. and always focus on trending towards whatever it is that you want. So anyway, I'll talk so freaking let me know down in the comments what you think. Let me know if any of this has worked for you in the past. Let me know your success stories too if you have any, and I look forward to reading your comments.